how I am anticipating to organize my year business-wise, because I love 2018, but it was kind of a struggle in terms of organizations. So I want to share with you how I do it. No more running with the wind. That's my thing. It's yours. That's the part I get many, 2018, I loved it because I got to achieve a bunch of stuff that were like written everywhere, but it was a lot of running, oh, I need to do this, jumping on it, need to do that, jumping on it. I don't want this for 2019. So I'm going to call it the no more running with the wind type of organization. And I'm not going to lie, I'm still figuring it out. So I want to share with you some tips, especially if you're just starting a business, or maybe you already have a very old, machine, but you never used social media marketing before. So here are some tips I'm going to give you. I have my very highlight kind of commitment to myself. That's really kind of something I'm really committed to do. So there are three things. First is the copywriting. So that's what I studied in 2018, was learning to write stories on social media. It's so important to be able to write stories. And I kind of had courses on this all year last year, and I don't like doing this, but I ended up liking it. So I like it more and more. So I want to make sure that I keep using my storytelling to talk to you, because it's so much more interesting to follow someone who has services or products that you need, but so that they're presented in a way that it's interesting. Just not like, okay, this is my thing here, buy it, or this is I want to tell stories around those products, around those services, and it takes, practice. So that's really my commitment. I'm going to be keeping doing storytelling. And the second thing is my goal is to talk to you more and more. I really want to develop that connection. I'm on social media because I want to talk to you. I want to learn who you are. I want to help you. My primary goal here on social media is really to connect. It's not to sell. So I really use social media, and mostly Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram and YouTube to connect with you. And I want more connections. And the third thing is consistency. So consistency is two things. It's promising to yourself that every week or every day or every month, this is going to happen in a consistent basis. But it's also telling your audience that every Tuesday night at 7 p.m., you're going to be live on Facebook to answer their question, or no matter what you decide to do. So for me, those are the three highlights, copywriting, interactions, and consistency. Yeah. And then every year I pick a word. So it kind of defined my whole life, personal and as well business, professional. It's last year for my business, I picked one that was simplified, because I had so many type of services that I was able to offer to everybody. And it happened that I had to cut down and stream down to top 3 products and a niche, okay? Because it was too much. I was stretched in all way, and I was getting crazy. So it was about simplifying everything, simplifying my processes, simplifying my products, my services, simplifying as well the way I was talking to people. Everything was simplified. This year, my word is connect, because I think now that I have all my services streamlined and everything, my audience well identified, it's time for me to connect online and in person, so that I can get more, explain more, or be in touch with people that may need me in the different niche that I'm targeting. So that's my word. If you use words to kind of lead your action during the year, let me know in the comment. I would love to know what is your word this year. So now, this is not a plan, right? It's more like highlights of the things that are not negotiable. How do you break down a year for social media marketing or for your business? So one thing is that social media marketing is attached to your business, right? But there is more than social media marketing when you have a business, right? You have to actually create services, or you have to create products, you have to sell them and stuff. So for me, and if you are like me, a side hustler, So that means you're a full-time employee and you have a business that you're running at the same time. I can take on as many, projects in a year than someone who's doing that full-time. So here's how I'm going to try to break it down. And this is exactly what I'm trying to define right now for Social Media Love, is I'm going to try to simplify my actions by putting them into buckets of 3 to 4 months. But I think it's going to be 3 months. So for each quarter, I will have kind of a specific project. I need to define whether it's a promotional, project, which is like a new service that I can sell, or if it's more a learning project, so learning to master this tool or these skills, or learning about, a thing that I don't, or studying. Like sometimes if you want to focus on your email marketing, you don't know what you're going to be using in terms of tools, then you're going to need to book time to figure out what tools I'm going to be using. So for me, it's going to be 4 projects. 2 is going to be promotional, so 2 campaigns around, a service of mine, and then 2 are going to be about learning or putting in place a new process. So this is what literally I'm working on right now. And I use my walls, like have big, long sheets of paper on the wall, and I write down everything, what could be those 4 projects. Because this is what I found last year in 2018. I had to, I knew how I streamlined my services, but projects around those services, there were too many. So I was like, losing my mind. So only 4 this year, 1 per quarter. And 1 is going to be 2 campaigns and 2 learning or process setting, because I love processes. It helps our life to be easier. But it's going to be about that. So I'm defining those right now. So you can break them down by month if you have a big team maybe, or if you are alone like me. I do my social media, I do my marketing, I create my own products and services, and I do my own communication. So I'm a woman of everything. So I make short missions every 3 months. I think when I help me to keep it straight. The other thing too is that while you're having those projects, you still need to kind of continue with your machine. So for me, for example, is that every week I want you to have a free tutorial on YouTube that helps you to move the needle. So I'm going to make that part of my routine. I want to make sure that I talk to you every day on social media. So that's still part of my routine. And I want to make sure that I keep practicing my copywriting in English. And then I have a big question here. And this is maybe one of the 4 projects. I don't know yet. So, I'm not lying to you. I'm just sharing my journey. Literally, I'm considering, what about if I could teach some of my social media marketing tips in French? Because I have 2 types of audiences. I niche, like all of you niche. Maybe you're targeting all the veterinarians or maybe all the coaches. But for me, I noticed, because I was studying my data, like my analytics on YouTube, a lot of my traffic is coming from French-speaking people. So I'm like, okay, how do I manage that in my 4 projects? So that's kind of questions I'm going to be writing on my walls and make a plan out of that. So we're January 2nd, and hopefully by the end of next week, I'll be clear on where I'm going in all of that. And yes, this is all about bringing a lot of awareness, because it takes so much time to build a community online. So don't wait to be perfect. Just, have a plan. And this is why you're here with Social Media Love, because I'm helping you to have plans on how to show up every day online for your community, how to bring more awareness around what you do, what you offer to people. But for this, you can't jump on everything. So you have to be very consistent and very targeted. So you need to complete projects, because projects helps you to focus. So that's why I really encourage you to go with your, top 3 or 4 top priority projects for your business. The second one is that the more you're going to do your projects, the more you're going to bring awareness, because you're going to be hammering something for 3 months with your audience. So some of it's going to be sharing stuff with your audience in the different platforms where you are. So this is going to bring brand awareness. People are going to be aware that first you exist, second of what you do, what it looks like, what it feels like, and then you get people to talk to you, right? The more people see you, the more they're going to be enticed to talk to you, ask you questions. And then maybe you're going to get clients. So social media is really the place where you build your audience, where you create interest, where you attract people, when you talk to people. Don't even think that from one day to another you're going to be selling something right away. No, it's where social media is the place where you build that confidence, that trust with your audience. You share so many things about, what you know that can serve other people. And this is what exactly you do on social media. Then it gets you clients, but you need to do the work of the awareness. So it means that you're going to have part of the project for the first 3 months, going to be every week, I'm going to do a Facebook Live video where I'm going to be teaching a piece of content that is, related to your expertise. Maybe that's your first project. So what does it do? It helps you focus, okay, what do I need to do a Facebook Live video? Maybe I need to take a course. Maybe I need to talk to Angelique, or maybe I need to have a tool, or maybe I need to have my office should be in front of a window, and then I need a list of topics. So 3 months, if you break down, it's 12 weeks. So you need 12 topics. So easy. You take a piece of paper, or if you're more like modern school, you take your phone, you figure out what are the 12 topics that I could talk about to my people who could be buying my services or my products, right? And you give this for free. You give always more for free, because this is how people see, they can start imagining what it is to work with you once they have the best experience of what you have to offer when it's free, right? So don't retain anything. I find even myself, I caught myself at the very beginning that if I say everything, then what am I going to sell? Or if I show everything on my products, nobody's going to buy them. No. The more you share with people, the more you get back. The more, believe me. And plus, you need to repeat so much that people remember. So don't be worried about giving too much. You never give too much. Okay? So that was my little things, 4 projects for your year. And then figure out what they are, so that you don't have to do everything. And then at the end of 2019, you'll be able to say check, 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 check. Okay? So question, we had that question before we go from our friend here, Patty, was asking, I'm going to say the question out loud. I could share my screen probably. Can I share my screen? Here we go. Here we go. So the question was here. I'm going to make it bigger so that everybody sees it here. Let me see well. Yeah. So Patty was asking, I will do my best, to make it on live. One question. Facebook pages versus Facebook groups. What is the more effective in your opinion? I love that question, Patty, because it's actually a very good question. So it's always coming from the fact that you don't have to think in a binary way, whether this or that. What about both, and why, right? So here's how I always see, I explain to my students how I see Facebook groups versus Facebook pages. First, Facebook pages are really kind of a showcase of who you are, your services, and your product. It's like your entrance door, right? And then your groups are really more where maybe you deliver services for free or paid services, or maybe you have a challenge that you launch on your Facebook page, then you want all the people of your challenge to be gathered in one group so that you can, have them and do the challenge within the groups. So it's a place where you could also have all your, so if you're selling products, for example, you could have in a group all your clients, because you could teach them more about the products they buy in that group. So it's more focused on I would say an interest or an activity or something you want them to do or support them with. So the Facebook page is really the place where you're gonna show your portfolio and where you're gonna use advertising, because you can't, for now, you can't really use advertising in groups. So your Facebook page is the place where you're going to be using Facebook and Instagram advertising, actually. So this is the place. This is your machine. The groups is kind of the support stuff, where you're going to put your most loyal fans in there, like where you're going to go deeper and maybe even more with a very specific mission. So people that are follow you as your fan, they follow you like in general, and then people who want to go deeper, they're gonna check which groups you have, which one are more fit for them. Or as I was saying, maybe you want to have a membership, so people who wants to have every day or every week they want to have webinars with you, maybe you could teach them there for free or for paid groups. So it's up to you. So it's really more targeted and action oriented. And yeah, that's what I think the Facebook group is a tool of the Facebook page, right? And it goes together. And you see more and more pages that have many groups based on the different services they offer, or the different type of activities that they're offering at the moment. I hope this answers your question. If not, you know where to find me and ask me again. So if you learned something during that video, let me know in the comments. Because you know what? I want to connect. 2019 is about connection. I need to read your comments, and I need to figure out how much help you need from me and what type of content you'd like to see. Because you guess what? I am building up my content right now, and I need to know what you need so that I can serve you better.